everyone. Welcome to TWF Impact on Axs Tv or Inside Farseer or Smashing Inside Farseer. I am Renee Young, here with Ashley Williams and with Aiden English. And today on Impact on Axs Tv or Smashing Inside Farseer, we're going to see the TWF uh, Pennsylvania Right fighter Bobby Lashley. Well, and Renee Young said, "Well, I'll tell you one thing, Renee Young." Uh, Ashley Williams says, "It seems that at the end of the day, it seems that Bobby Lashley is hoping to be seen as the fighting TWF, Allegheny Earldom fighter. You know, well, to be seen as the fighting Pennsylvania Reich fighter. My mistake." Ashley Williams says, "Yeah, well, at the end of the day," Aiden English says, "I think that Bobby Lashley, being a fighting one, isn't going to be great. Because at the end of the day, I truly think that it's just gonna be a losing for him. You know, but being a fighting one, sooner or later he's gonna lose it, and that's what's gonna happen." Aiden English says. Well, Bobby Lashley says, "As you all know, I am the TWF Pennsylvania Reich fighter, and I am the fighting TWF Pennsylvania Reich fighter. So I'm having an open dare for anyone here in the TWF that thinks that they're man enough or woman enough to take away my TWF Pennsylvania Reich winnings, you know, away from me. So I want to know who that's going to be." Well, we won't have to yield soon enough since we already know who that's going to be. Well, Four says we haven't seen Four. Renee Young said since his last match with Killian Cross almost a week ago. You know, or before that. Renee Young said, "Yeah, that's right, Corey. Great, that's right." Ashley Williams said, "We haven't seen Four in some time since his fight with Killian Cross." Well, this is gonna be great. Aiden English says, "And I wonder if Astronoma's gonna make this match or not." Well, Bobby Lashley, since you say you're the fighting TWF Pennsylvania Reich fighter, and since so far you have had great matches with everyone so far, I think you should have one with me. Well, the way I look at it is that it would be my on look to put my TWF Pennsylvania Reich winnings on stake here today on Impact on Axs TV or Smashing Inside Farseer. So you opening for the dare, you know. That's what I like to see. I mean, that would be a great match, Astronomer says. And it's good to see that at least there's an offshoot of you that, doesn't fall over all the time. So yeah, I think that would be a great match. You know, seeing Four fight Bobby Lashley for the TWF Pennsylvania Reich winnings here today on Impact on Axs Tv or Smashing Inside Farseer. Astronomer says, "Yeah, once again, I would think that would be a great match." Ecliptor says that we're gonna see here today. I think we should make it. "All right," Astronomer says, here today, it'll be Four fighting Bobby Lashley for the TWF Pennsylvania Reich winnings. Well, we heard from Astronema, the matchmaker and the main overseer of the TWF, make the match. Renee Young says, and now it's on. Well, this is for the TWF Pennsylvania Reich winnings. First, he is the God of Thunder for Odinson, and he is the TWF Pennsylvania Reich fighter Bobby Lashley. Well, one little thing I gotta say here, Aiden English says, is I think the Hammer should not be in the match. I mean, the Hammer should not be in this match. I don't know why for you to have a Hammer. And Bobby Lashley is in a downside, Aiden English said. Well, now all of a sudden you're worried about Four and his Hammer. You're worried about Bobby Lashley, the downside, Renee Young says. Both of these men are skilled wrestlers, skilled fighters. Yeah, but it does bring one thing, Ashley Williams says. We do know that the Hammer is not in the match and not in the fight. Bobby Lashley coming off. And Four just took him down with his Hammer, I should say. Oh! And knocked him out with his Hammer again. At least it's a hammer and not an axe hammer. And some might ask if that's anything Four can do. Well, no, that's a clothesline, Renee Young said. That's a close stake. Well, it seems that Four has recovered from his hang up of Killian Cross that was going on earlier. And now Four's going to hit him again. We'd like to know what kind of Pennsylvania Reich fighter Four would be if he would win it, Renee Young said. Well, I hope he'd be a fighting one like Bobby Lashley, Ashley Williams said. He'd probably be a bad one. You know, all he'd do is hit all the wrestlers and all the fighters with his hammer, Aiden English said, so he would be a bad one. Well, Bobby Lashley coming back now. Oh! Bobby Lashley with a spear on Four. Bobby Lashley. Is he going to... Bobby Lashley now is now going to see if he's going to put the 8 block on Four. Will he get for Odinson to give up? Will the North God of Thunder yield here in the 8 block? Ding ding ding. Oh. Here is your winner. And still the TWF Pennsylvania Reich fighter Bobby Lashley. And Bobby Lashley and Four shake hands at the end of the match. Bobby Lashley is still the Pennsylvania Reich fighter, Renee Young said. You must say it was one hell of a match or a fight between Bobby Lashley and Four here, or Four Odinson as they also sometimes call themselves. Well, I could tell you one thing, Ashley Williams, Renee Young says. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Ashley Williams says. This was a great match between Four Odinson and Bobby Lashley for the TWF Pennsylvania Reich winnings. Even though some folks might scave and say that Four should have beat Bobby Lashley, or Bobby Lashley should have, or Four should not have the hammer in the match, you know, things that they could, you know, scathe the TWF for. Well, Aiden English said, I don't really like Bobby Lashley that much. I don't truly like Four Odinson that much. But I will say it was a good match. It was a good fight. Here today on Impact on Axs Tv or Smash and Inside Farts here, I'll say that. And now, Jim Ross now is now going to talk with Four Odinson. Alright, Renee Young, I'm going to talk with Four Odinson here today on here today. Alright, Four, you got a new look. Your mindset and your stand is the same. but you did not become the TWF Pennsylvania Reich fighter. No, you're right, Jim Ross. I didn't become the TWF Pennsylvania Reich fighter. I mean, yes, my mindset and my stand is the same. Bobby Lashley is a good wrestler and a good fighter. I'll give that to him. He carries the he has a TWF Pennsylvania Reich winnings of onlook. I gave it my all, but my all wasn't enough. And some folks might say that I should have beat Bobby Lashley and Bobby Lashley should have beat me, you know. They're going to have their thoughts and beliefs on it. Some are going to escape me and say, oh, I shouldn't have had a hammer in a match. Whatever the grounds is, Jim Ross, it was a good match, a good fight between Bobby Lashley and myself. Do you think that Bobby Lashley and you will have another match for the TWF Pennsylvania Reich winnings? And do you think your hang-up with Killian Cross is done? Oh, I don't know about my hang-up of Killian Cross still being done or not. But I do know one thing. Me and Bobby Lashley are sooner or later are going to have another match for the TWF Pennsylvania Reich winnings. And when that happens, well, you might just see Fort Odinson as a new TWF Pennsylvania Reich fighter. Well, that was my talk with Fort Odinson. Back to you, Renee Young. Well, thank you, Jim Ross, for talking with Fort Odinson here today on Impact on Axs Tv or Smashing Inside Farseer. It's all the time we got here. I am Renee Young for Aiden English. I'm Renee Young for Ashley Williams and Aiden English. We hope you like Impact on Axs Tv or Smashing Inside Farseer, and we'll see you tomorrow for Friday Night SmackDown.